Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis, where every show reaches beyond the ears of the listeners. This morning, we are coming to you with another dynamic show, a series finale. Don't give up, it ain't over. We'll let you guys know all the reasons why it's never an option to give up and to keep going. And as you can see this morning, I have two beautiful queens in the studio with me, Dr. LaKisha Green, not Miss Green, Dr. LaKisha Green. And tell them your name again, man. I don't want to slaughter it because I just learned it, just met you. So tell them your name again. LaRisha. And your last name? Miss LaRisha Hicks are joining me this morning here at the Reach Podcast Show. But as you know, we have to take care of business first. First things being my show sponsors, I would like to definitely thank you guys. Of course, Miss Candace Joseph and the Joseph Consulting Firm. I appreciate week after week everything that you guys do for the show, the marketing materials, and just the commitment of sharing the post and just being part of the whole Reach Podcast movement. And if you are looking for business consultants, looking for you have a plan or you just have an idea about business, they can take you from front to the end of it and help you along the way. So definitely reach out to Joseph Consulting Firm if you have any business needs. And then also, if you have any type of CBD needs, CBD infused products, all the things that can help you with your health, reach out to the executive suite, Miss Kivia Jones over there at the executive suite. They have all the things that you can ask for on the CBD side of things. And then also they have some things coming along, new products that are coming your way. And that's just a great company within itself. And it's a lifestyle, as they would say. It's definitely a lifestyle. And they'll help you understand that even more. So, and lastly, but definitely not least, the World Youth Foundation, a 31-year-old organization that has been around and mentors to many people here in the city of Houston. Definitely the footprint of Houston, all the things that go on here in the city are definitely a big part of that when it comes to community outreach and community service and all the things that goes along with that. Join us every week with the Joy of Giving. The Joy of Giving Food Pantry, where we pick up from Whole Foods, Chipotle, Annie's Pretzels, and we give back. And that's just a small part of what we do there. We also have the agriculture department with the World Youth Foundation. So definitely get your kids a part of it because Gift Saturdays is coming up. So every second Saturday of the month, we reach out to the kids. We, of course, are doing Zoom right now, and we connect with our youth. And so an amazing opportunity is coming up on February 13th. We're taking them to the Flight Museum. We're going to actually give the kids the opportunity to learn about aviation and have the opportunity to go flying with us across the city. Registration is already closed, but definitely going to be an opportunity for you still to take part. We're going to broadcast that situation live. We'll have a live broadcast both when we're flying and when we're in the classroom. So shouts out to the World Youth Foundation for everything that they do. And I appreciate you guys for always letting me be a part of it. And then also another thing that I like to add is that, and Keisha, you might be able to benefit from this. I shout out to my man, Mr. Gerald Smiley. I always want to show love to him because he's the CEO and founder of Chipped In. It's a company that's a fundraising platform, and he's done so many amazing things already. And, it's something you definitely want to look into. You can reach out to him. You see his information there. Just go to Instagram, go to Chipped In, and just take a look at some of the things that he's doing. And if you have a nonprofit or for-profit, it's definitely a platform that you want to seek and use, and you can actually probably benefit from the things that they're doing over there. And like they always say, when stuff starts off, it's always best to jump in. And so now's the time. So that way you can just get fully involved with everything that's going on and reap the benefits from that organization. But man, here we are. Today is the series finale of Don't Give Up, It Ain't Over. We have Miss Green. I'm gonna keep saying it. Dr. Green here. You were here you wasn't here. We were in another location around this time last year. We're all growing. That's the thing. We're all growing. We're doing things that are just benefiting us. And as you can see, she has a young lady here with her. We'll explain what that situation is all about. But you're doing some amazing things, man. And I just want to congratulate you. And we'll get into all of the things that have been going on with you and your company. But first, I'll just let you introduce yourself. We'll start with you, actually, Miss Hicks. So we'll introduce you and we'll just go from there. And she's nervous, guys. It's okay. It's your first time. It's okay.
I am Mrs. Dr. Green. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Assistant. And I'm in the baking and pastry. I just graduated from culinary school.
Talk about it then. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, very exciting because this is my passion. This is my life, and I really love what I do. And working with Dr. Green has just enhanced my skills a lot. And I have seen it so it's amazing how big I have grown. I'm just like praying for many, many more years with her because she's an amazing lady. Like she's awesome. And
yeah,
I just learned a lot like from little things like you wouldn't think that matters. It made a big effect on me. So
that's good.
No, I was shy when I first got with her, but I've been like breaking out my shell.
It's a process. It's all good. It's all good. Yes. And so I'm just really sharing the show, getting it on the different platforms. So everybody that's watching, y'all, please share and just share it around all your social media right now. So
I want to speak to a little bit about she's in mind too, like how
absolutely.
And she was at the top of her culinary arts class.
So I say, talk about it.
Exceptional student. COVID happened. She had to have her graduation virtually. I was up that morning watching, like so excited, like it's one of my kids graduating.
Right.
But yes, I'm so amazed with all of her. I see raw talent.
Okay.
In her.
Okay.
It's something that I can sculpture and mold and shape.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And she has.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
She does have her own business as well, just starting off.
Okay.
Making treats and stuff.
Well, hold on. We're going to let her talk. Okay. So talk about your business, sweetheart. Talk about your business. That's what I mean when I say talk about it. Go on, put it out there. Go on. You need to get some water. Just calm down. It's all good. You're going to be doing many more of these shows. Trust me. I'm just glad to have the exclusive the first time you've done it. Yes, ma'am. So talk about your business. You have the name for it?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's just Renee's Treats, and I started maybe like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just something that I do on the side a little bit because I'm still learning to how to run a business and everything. So my goal is in the next 5 years that I can be opening a storefront,
Okay.
Or just something like small, maybe like a truck or something,
Right.
But so I do like the little treats and everything. And
you have a specialty? Any type like special treat that we can just throw out there so people can start looking for it?
Well, a lot of requests I've been getting now is the French pastries, the macaroons. It's a little cookie.
Okay.
And it's
it's my macaroon.
Okay.
Yes, it's tough when you first learn how to do it. Like it took me quite a few tries before I was like, yeah, I'm about to leave this alone.
Okay.
It's actually it's so good. You can do so many different flavors with it. And so right now that's just my highest request right now is the macaroons.
The macaroons, okay.
And then
she's great at
it. Go ahead, talk about it.
So with the macaroon, with the French pastries, the egg temperature got to be right. They got to be fresh. The temperature in the room when we're baking has to be right. Yes. All these elements have to fall in line for her to make this one little treat.
Yeah.
But she got it.
You done mastered it already.
You have to make a ribbon with the egg whites need to be stiff. It's a whole process.
Okay. It's so delicious too, I'm sure.
And they're just so tiny. You're like, all that work for that.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. That's the first thing I want to say on all your accomplishments. And to me, this fits right into the segment I'm running called Don't Give Up, It Ain't Over. COVID happening, the changes you had to make in school and, the discipline you've had to, just endure and all of those things. So, you're with the best right now, and so, I wish you well in everything. So, just keep striving, and all the businesses that you're trying to start up and the storefront, the goals that you have, she'll definitely give you that roadmap to it, so you already know that. Absolutely.
You notice when she was saying, she kept saying, yes, and little.
And little, yes.
But when we don't speak that language.
Listen,
we're working.
I'm gonna say this. I have someone, I say things like, yeah, I got this little idea that, you can't say that. Trust me, you can't say it. Manifestation. We're in a time of manifestation. We always been, but like this year is definitely a year of manifestation, coming out of last year, just realizing for those who caught what was going on and recognize that they just need to do better and they need to pour into themselves and all the things that they're wanting to do, and Keisha gonna get into this in just a second. There's plenty of things that she talked about on my show last year. She's already accomplished it and have manifested just because the simple fact that she's spoken. And then of course the things that come behind that, the discipline and, just staying on track, and stuff like that. So you're in good hands, young lady. You're in good hands. And hopefully the object of my show every week is to reach at least one person, right? So you're working with her side by side. So I hope you learned some things that you didn't know about Dr. Green this morning. And I'm pretty sure that'll be an amazing thing for you. So nonetheless, Dr. LaKisha Green, we went to school together, with classmates, Mighty Willow Ridge Eagles, so talk about it, Keisha. It's going to be different this time, and look, don't go into the story now. Just talk about you and introduce yourself. And we're gonna slide into
CEO. This has been an amazing journey because I remember being in kindergarten with my easy bake oven, and selling cakes at school, 25 cents, 50 cents for this flavor,
right?
Getting in trouble, cooking late, staying up late at night after doing my homework. So I'm saying that to say that this dream was already in me.
Right.
Back then, I just didn't know how to nurture it or that it was my gift or a gift, that one of the gifts that I have. So pay attention to what your kids are doing.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that.
That's where that raise them up in the way they should go thing comes from. Yes. So this is what I would like for you to do. I can't remember if we did it last time, but even though if we did, I like to do it again. If you can give us a quick background, like you said, you can remember having your easy bake oven in that regard as to what led you to wanting to bake, like what was if you can give a short journey on what led you to do that.
So I like to make people smile and make them feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And so at first I was thinking, well, I should be a nurse because I can take care of people and, I can help heal them and stuff like that. And so I got into nursing for 11 years. I did that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I didn't like all of the different bureaucracies and the different stipulations and the unfairness and just all the corporate side of things.
Okay.
So I knew that I was like uncomfortable in that situation. I was comfortable in my intrinsic rewards, the outcome. However, I wasn't comfortable in the process that I had to go through it.
Right.
So resigned from that, or was asked to resign from that, and immediately, just used everything inside of me to start my own business. And I was like, well, I'm still missing a component of I want to make people feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get that joy. And so how else can I do that? Serving them, feeding them, these tasty treats and stuff that we make.
Right.
People cry sometimes when they receive their cake or when the little kids come. And I bring the vision of the cake to life, henceforth the name Epiphanies, with great realization, bring the dessert idea to light. They're so moved by this. I'm like, yes, I got it. I can do something that I love to do that doesn't feel fulfilling that purpose of making people feel good. With desserts.
Absolutely.
And it does do something with the endorphins and different things like that. So
Absolutely. So that's kind of how that happened. That's good. So I'm gonna read this first, just to give people a full perspective of who you are and the things you've done. So Keisha Green, owner of Epiphany Desserts, Dr. LaKisha Green, former nurse and self-taught culinary educator, is the owner of Epiphany Dessert Studios in Houston, Texas. Epiphanies is a custom dessert company specializing in buttercream art. We got to talk about that too. Customized specialty cakes and an array of tasty treats, other edible creations. Dr. Green teaches culinary arts, creates curriculum, and has led several mentees, as yourself, from various academic institutions. Her nursing background includes 11 years of service in maternal child health. Dr. Green then leaped out on faith as she entrusted in the Lord in orchestrating her own startup company while continuing her education and ultimately earning her terminal degree in leadership and organization development. She has an affinity toward service and edible creations. Her desire is to teach, enable, and inspire. Her vision is to create leaders and develop entrepreneurs. So if you could just in your own words, like hearing me read that, how would you speak on it right now? Or is it just as simple as it sounds? Because
Yeah, it's just as it sounds. So every aspect of that I use on a daily basis. He and I have to create. Sometimes we have to create new recipes. So that's creating, adding to the curriculum component when we start offering our classes back again, teach culinary classes. I'm mentoring her as well as she's also a paid employee.
Okay.
But,
hey man, for the payroll. All right. Absolutely.
My thing is it's not what you're getting paid, it's what you're becoming. And that's what I always remind people.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So yeah, it's just that Bible I wrote that.
Yeah.
So it is simplistically just as it is.
Yeah. So let's get into, you were on the show last year, and she was you, like I said, she was just, I was like, girl, you're going to do fine. But no, she knocked it out the park. And so we were talking about it, I sent you the audio and salute to the Reach podcast show. We are now on Anchor, which streams you to a lot of other live audios that you can listen to the show on. So I'm happy about that. We're progressing and moving in the different areas. But with that being said, listening back to the last show, what are some things that jumped out to you about the last show in comparison to like where you are right now? Because I know you wanted to talk about it.
LaVar sends me the recording from last year, and it was around the same time. And so as I listened to it, as he's saying now, I was a little nervous and I was unsure of like what questions he would ask me or what input I could offer. And so I just said, okay, I'm just gonna be myself. I'm me.
Mm-hmm.
But listening to myself last year and all of the things that that he asked me about, my endeavors, the goals and stuff like that, all of those things came into fruition. And I'm not gonna say that I wasn't necessarily certain that they would come into fruition, but I just spoke them. And just to look back, just like when I look back on my journals and I see the goals that I wrote down, and it's like, oh wow, we all like that affirmation, that
right.
That confirmation that, oh, we've accomplished this, and so that's what hearing that interview from last year did for me.
Absolutely.
And that's why I invited my personal assistant with me this time, because I spoke that last year. She's
you're gonna be doing some things next year. Yeah.
And that's what I want. I wanted to capture those who are just graduating from culinary school and they have the passion and the drive and the heart to want to do this, as well as an entrepreneur.
Right.
A young entrepreneur. So I bring her in on business meetings and stuff like that. And she might not know what's going on, but she's there, just being in the
She's
moment.
Learning, soaking it up.
Learning.
Absolutely. And that's good. So for like someone like myself, like I don't know anything about culinary school. So the questions may seem elementary to you or even you because you've been there and done that. But for those who never thought about it, and I always look at stuff as open-minded. There's somebody that might be listening to this now or next week, next year, and they're like, man, I want to go to culinary school. I wonder what that's like. So what's the process for culinary school? Like, how long is it? And I could ask Keisha, but I'm gonna ask you since you just finished, and she's already been through it. She'll step in if you happen to forget some or whatever. But no, so like, is it a 6-month program, 2 month, 3 years? Like, how long is it?
I actually went for 2 years because I did it all 4 years in high school and so a lot of those credits kind of rolled over.
Okay.
But I went to the college I went to, which is a 2-year. And it just depends on what you want to do. But I tell anybody who's interested, just do it. It's so much fun. It's just like you're like just creating like whatever you want to do. It's like painting on a plate. It's like it's so.
That's a good description.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's just like no matter how tired I am or just like anything, when I was just stepping into that lab, I was just like, this is what I want to do. This is it. Like nothing else mattered. And when they gave me that free range in school, I feel like that's the best of me came out because I wasn't in a box. I wasn't told, okay, just do this. You let me do whatever I wanted to do. And it's like, I'm creating whatever's in my mind because no, I'm putting this on display because I feel like it looks good. And it does. It turns out really good. But they have.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the same environment that I provide for her when we work together.
Okay.
So when she first started, she's a little timid and she's like, well, Miss Keisha, do I do it this way or that way? What do you think?
Right.
You do it.
Yeah.
However you feel.
Yeah.
And then I make my little workstation somewhere else, so I'm not like right there watching her.
Right.
And I noticed that when I leave her to herself, she flourishes.
She flourishes.
And that's what I love the most about her because I've worked with different people who's just like, no, this is what I have. Do it this way. Follow all these steps. So when she was just like, no, do you? I was just like, are you sure? Are you sure about it? Like, seeing her believe in me and have that much faith in me was just like, I should have that much faith in myself.
Absolutely.
And it was just like,
talk about it, girl.
Like she believes this is her business. I'm not gonna like fail her. So it was just like, I love that I can come to work. It don't even feel like work to me. It doesn't feel like work at all. Like I love that I can go to this place and just be like, okay, this is what we're doing today. And she's like, okay, I trust you, go.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she's like, oh my God. I'll be like, okay. I'll be like, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Your own cheerleaders.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, and I am a believer when she was always telling me, if you're not in the spirit, if you're not in the loving mood, your work will not come out like that.
It's happened. There's times where I'm tired and it's like,
yeah.
And I like that we can feed off each other's energies. Like lately, we just been like tag team, been knowing. It's just like I'd be like, okay, that's fitting this over here.
Okay.
So she's speaking about the tasting that we just
Okay.
That was so fun for us. We took a whole week and we just created.
Okay.
And that's what we showcased.
So it was nothing in particular that you were told to bring. You created your own samples.
All of the newest desserts that people didn't know that we offer or that we're preparing to offer. Just new creative things. So there was no boundaries, no rules.
Okay.
I just wanted to. I brought you a few.
Yes, absolutely. And we're gonna get to, and this is the thing, talking about Thanksgiving, the Valentine's Day box. Yes, absolutely. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, absolutely.
Some people feel like it's a mistake or whatever, or a challenge, and turn it into something great.
Absolutely.
So it's right, LaKisha, like we mess up on this, and okay. Well, we're gonna make it like this.
Yeah.
Because that's how things are created from mistakes.
That's what you didn't even know that it was like.
Yeah, and I mean, people. The other thing, a lot of people don't understand, man. You're not a success until you failed, however many X of times. It's gonna definitely take some failures throughout your process to get to that point of success. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. I'm sure she's already told you that, and just be comfortable with it. And then you are recreating and making something out of that mistake, which wasn't a mistake. That's the other side of it. It was meant to be that way. It's just the thing about it is that you recognized it, and that y'all, just got creative in that part. So with the creations that you guys made and desserts that people didn't know that y'all offer. So talk about that. What are you some things that you're offering now that people might not know? Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, there's the macaroons, which were big hits there. Everybody loved them. And my favorite was the cocoa balls. It's like trending now.
Fun.
Wow.
They're so cute and it's so fun. It's just like, so you just it has molds and you make it like a spear and you fill it with cocoa
or coffee.
And do like marshmallows and like candy swim up for the kids, so it's fun. And then you just like pour like either hot milk or some people like water, but you just pour hot liquid over it.
Okay.
And it's just like burst and everything just like comes out. It's amazing. It's so fun. Like I had a good time.
Like I can taste it the way she described it. Okay. Man, all right.
So we have those coming up.
Okay.
And we have different flavor strawberries. We have strawberry crunch, Oreo. We have s'mores one.
Look at y'all. Okay. Well, I mean, look, if you need desserts, obviously this is the place to go. And before I go into what I want to talk about, Ms. Green, Dr. Green, talk about your Thanksgiving packaging so people can see. Valentine's Day. Look, I'm tripping. We got stuff in here. Everybody can see. Yes.
Yeah.
And we they on sticks and stuff. So I'm gonna just hold these things up. What is this? Okay. Okay. And this is all mine for those who are. And they just touching on stuff is mine. So which one? This one? Okay.
People didn't want to touch these at the event. They thought it was soap.
Like I said, that's the first thing I thought. I ain't even gonna lie. I was like, that's edible? Like it's right. Okay. What is this? Okay. Maybe they can see that. Rice Krispie treat. Man, you got to get your own. I'm not going to share everything, but so if you order a Valentine's Day, what do you call it? Sweets box. Okay. Okay. And I'm sure there's other kind of things that people can order. And I'm going to put the social media information up here. So I have your website scrolling right now. So if you want to get something for Valentine's Day, just look on the website is what I'll say. You can find everything you need. And then also you can follow Dr. Green. Y'all got to forgive me. I keep wanting to say Miss Green. It is Dr. Green. Follow her on IG at Epiphanies _. And then on Facebook, it's just Epiphanies. So we want to get into the conversation of what I've been talking about as far as the don't give up, it ain't over, right? So, and I'll start with you again too. So, and not sure if this pertains to you, but I can almost guess that it will, right? So, was there any points when you were going through culinary school and when COVID hit that you just felt like, man, I ain't gonna be able to get through this, and what kept you going in those times?
Yeah, it was a lot of points.
Okay.
Well, honestly, I put myself through culinary school. So I didn't want to ask for help. So I just did it by myself, but I didn't really tell anybody because I was like, I'm an adult. Like I have to, handle these things by myself because I was like, okay, this is an experience. Then COVID hit. I didn't have a job, and those labs were pretty expensive.
Right.
So, and it was just like, I'm actually really thankful for one of my advisors at school because I will always talk to her and I'll be like, I don't have the money, to pay for my class. So I'm like scared, like, okay, they're gonna come grab me out of class, anytime. She's like, no, like, you're good. You always go here, you're always helping around, just go to class. And she helped me out like so much. And it was just like, okay, I'm like really grateful for her because she seen like the drive and the passion in me that I really love this. And it was a lot of kids who was just doing it because their parents had the money and they was like, here, go do something.
Right.
I had to do it by myself,
Yeah.
so I couldn't be like, Mom and Daddy, can you help me?
Yeah.
It was like, we don't have it at the moment. And then it was the same year that my younger sister was graduating, so we were all kind of just focusing. I didn't want to take the attention off of her because she didn't get to do her high school graduation or her prom. I experienced all of that, so I was just like, no, focus on her. Do it for her. I can handle this. So the whole time I'm like, yeah, I'm good in school. No, I was not good in school. I was crying. I was like, I don't know what am I gonna do. But it was just like I ended up being able to do like work study, and it was sometimes I was like, oh, we don't have any more spots, and they found a spot like just like here. Just go. Make sure you do this. I was running around that whole school. It was crazy. I was helping print out papers. I was literally at this school all day, like in the morning, just making sure that I can. Yes. So it was.
You did your thing to get through it. That's good. And I'm sure there's other people that have a similar story. But the thing about it is, a lot of people are not willing to share. Number one, they feel like they're alone, and that nobody else is going through it. So I just want you to know that, salute to you for digging in And first of all, understanding that, like you said, you're an adult. That's another thing, the hard realizations of where we are in life and the things that we need to do. If we want to do it, we need to do it, and we need to have that discipline to do it. So that's definitely a big step, and finding the different opportunities to give you the way to get through it. And, another thing is that's God, those work studies didn't have to be available. Those spots didn't have to be available, but you being diligent and him knowing your heart, that's another thing, and I just sense her spirit, man. She's just a sweetheart, yeah. And that's good. And that's a big thing. And so, I'm putting you on the spot, but, I hope you don't mind. So, just act like Dr. Green wasn't in the room. So what would you tell her, for taking you under her wings as she's done? What would you tell her if she was here?
I would tell her a big thank you. Because it's honestly, I thought I was the best, what I was doing. I thought, can't nobody tell me what to do. I already know what I'm doing. And working with her, I've seen little things that I was like, okay, you can learn. You can learn a different way.
She coachable.
You can do this,
okay.
That way. And there are more options on how you can fix this or change that. Or if you're missing something, you can use this. And I really appreciate her from that, because that's how I'm saying, like, going back to the little things. Like, she taught me how to ice a cake with the spatula. And I was using 3 different tools.
What?
Hard. I was using 3 different tools.
That's all I know is a spatula.
A perfect.
What they teaching these kids?
I was watching. I had the first time watching spatula. I iced that cake. I kid you not. The next time I had a cake, I practiced that, and I was so excited to tell her. I was like, Miss Kisha, I iced that cake with your spatula. I was so excited, and it was just like, I'm open-minded about learning anything. I would never tell nobody, oh, I already know this, so you don't have to teach me.
Yeah.
Because I know there are many ways that you can, learn things. So, like, I was like, I'm really, really grateful for her. Like, I believe she was placed in my life for a reason, and I want to keep her there as long as possible.
Absolutely.
I'm holding on.
You got me while I'm here.
Right. Absolutely. And so it's a realization, like you said, to know that there's things that you can do that you didn't even realize there was a way to go about it, so to learn those things and recognize it, that's a big thing within itself, and you can pass along those same ideas to people when you become a mentor, to a mentee and stuff like that. So they're life lessons, man, and business lessons in y'all's case. So, that's a good thing. But again, so I just say it's wholeheartedly and sincere that I'm proud of you, for digging in and then now you're on the other side of it to where you have your degree and you have your business models and goals and stuff like that, and it's just gonna be up from here. It's all about what you put into it. So definitely big salutes to you. And so, Dr. Green, moving to you, let's talk about whatever challenges you want to speak on, just the journey of you had the shop on Westheimer, you had the shop here and there. There's been a lot of ups and downs. COVID hit, and I know COVID, you said, made things better. The kids having to come home. All these different things, man. So let's just talk about what is it that you can speak on to help somebody, that let them know just don't give up. Just let them know about your entrepreneurial journey a little bit.
So COVID happened, but it happened to all of us. So the core of it is changing your philosophy. So I changed my philosophy. It's the greatest work that I'm doing right now is to work on myself, self-mastery.
I'm moving this because I know you're gonna refer to them books in a little bit. I want people to see the books.
Okay. And so since when we can't change the greater situation, what do we change? We change ourselves, which in reality we can't change. This is all we got.
Yeah.
COVID happened to everybody. So I don't speak or think of the negative aspects of it. In fact, I stopped watching the news. It's almost been 2 years now. I don't even turn it on. Sometimes I'm in a place where it's on and I'll catch snippets or whatever, but I ain't missing out on nothing by not watching it.
Right.
So in doing that helped to feed my mind for more positive things and more self-mastery. And so COVID hit, massive request for that branched my business into wholesaling. So wholesale desserts. On the retail side, yes, people were downsizing in the size of their cakes because they was having smaller gatherings or maybe drive-by gatherings. So that was fine. That's one stream. But it opened up a whole new stream. The challenge I faced was that I couldn't get them I needed shipped to me to do these wholesale orders, but I had the request for them.
Right.
So LaKisha and I was scrambling around all these different stores trying to find jars because that's one of our wholesale items, the dessert jars, and we had 3 contracts, 3 restaurants on the table. But how are we going to provide these jars? We can't get them in. I didn't know that mason jars were an essential item, and I didn't have a connection with the supplier at the time because I wasn't making that many jars before COVID. But anyway, God shined on us. The universe, provided that we were able to get this huge pallet of. I'm laughing.
Y'all laughing at it, yeah.
Yeah, we had to unpack all of it.
Yeah.
And I both. It was hot. It was hot, but we got those jars. We had to unpack all of them and store them. We were sweating, but I was so excited that we overcame that challenge.
Yeah.
So then the next challenge came. We got a contract with this other restaurant to make 40,000 gingerbread cookies.
Yes. 40,000.
40,000.
40,000.
Yeah. How do we make 40,000 cookies in this space that we're working in this short amount of time? So that was with COVID, with this pandemic.
Right.
In the season, no gingerbread mixes available. The different things, because we're already in the holiday season. So that was a challenge, ordering the supplies and then putting together a team of people in a short period of time, dependable people, and then creating a system to make it work. So I don't want to say that it was a blur, but just thinking back on it now, yeah, it was kind of like a blur, us getting that done, but we did it. But it stretched me. It grew me as a person. And it taught me a lot about other people. And it taught me a lot about systems. So yes, that was one of my greatest contracts. However, that the money wasn't what moved me. It was the growth, The
self-development.
The self-development.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, man, we got 40,000 cookies. There's nothing we can't do.
And what type of time frame was that?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Right, the system going. We had people putting cookies in the oven. We had people rolling out dough. We had people bagging.
We heard time.
It was just like, I
everybody
had
got
about a week.
Wow.
When we got done with it, it was like, do we still know how to make cakes? We just gingerbread out,
Yeah.
But you gotta have, the thing of it is you gotta have fun with whatever it is.
Right.
So,
it was always a good time.
while we were working hard, we still, managed to act silly, have fun with it, eat together.
Didn't let yourself get stressed out. Yeah.
Yes.
Delusional.
Can you talk about the transition as far as the ovens, and is that something you want to talk about? Or
Ordering more ovens, hiring people to install the ovens, and
So tell me how it started. You got to paint the picture for the people, because I know, but they don't know. It's just the things that you go through.
So I operate from my home. It's a home-based. However, our system works better when we're all together in one space. So I had to purchase more ovens for my home and have them installed some kind of way. So we have ovens in the garage and ovens in here in the kitchen, and we just rotate. We created stations.
Yeah.
Because nothing's impossible. Nothing's impossible if you break it down.
Right.
Same way when pursuing my doctorate, same way going through nursing school, same way. Everything needs to be broken down into manageable parts. And when you do that, then it doesn't seem so big. So I write these little sayings on the wall that when we're working, by the yard is hard, by inch it's a cinch. Little funny things to let them know, we got
You can
this.
get through it.
Yeah, we can get through this.
Yeah.
And then I remember there was one day, she was leaving work. And she said, I was like, what's wrong with you? She was like, I'm so nervous. I don't think we're gonna make our deadlines. I'm like, why? You know, if we don't make the deadline, we ain't gonna die.
Yeah.
We still alive.
Yeah.
Like everything gonna be okay.
Calm down.
Yeah, calm down. We're gonna work as hard as we can, as much as we can, as fast as we can.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's just gonna be it. Because when you do all you can do, that's all you can do.
Absolutely.
You know, we just gotta stop being so hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
So keeping that in mind consistently is what helped, take us through that whole 40,000.
Yeah. Man, and like I said too, so there's been so much going on. Well, was so much going on in 2020. All these different things, and the social justice movements, and there's just a number of things that we can do. But you also hired for one of the biggest, I guess, funerals or situations that we had with Mr. George Floyd. So talk about that and how that happened.
For that, I didn't post about it or get into all of that because of
out of respect,
out of respect, and I didn't want that to be like a plug for my business. So I didn't share. I just told a few close loved ones and family members, friends about it because I was honored and excited.
You know how many people they could have called in the city of Houston? That's the thing. It's like, man, it was a big deal. You still being modest about it. That was a big deal. Yeah.
When I came on the show last year, I had an opportunity to a large contract for an NBA company, and that got canceled because NBA got shut down.
Mm-hmm.
But every job, every opportunity that was coming along, trickling down, was leading up to the ones that we were getting.
Mm-hmm.
It was getting me ready, me personally,
mentally,
mentally ready, because yes, I sometimes I do get like how she was saying, minimizing things or whatever. But now I don't do that anymore because why not?
Sky's the limit.
Dream bigger, yeah. And once I start doing that, then bigger opportunities start coming to me.
Right.
So I don't worry about how it's going to get done anymore.
Yeah.
I just already see the end result whenever I'm faced with a challenge or an opportunity. Because sure enough, as soon as an opportunity comes, you're going to have a challenge is going to follow.
Right.
It's the law of nature.
Right. And when I'm talking about that, I always refer back to my man. So shout out to my man Lewis Brown over there at Mo Better Boxing. I always try to support him as much as I can. But we had a conversation when he came on the show, and his thing is, why not us? Why not me? Instead of saying, how am I going to do that? Why me and this and that? Why not me? You know what I'm saying? Why not y'all? Why not Epiphanies? That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to come to us. You know what I'm saying? Like you can transfer. I know y'all both have that mentality of I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with feeling like that. Because you gotta sell ourselves, and so that's the thing that if we can transfer that mindset into everybody, they'll really understand.
And the opposite side of that too. Why not me aspect is when we face challenges. People think, oh, woe is me. Oh, this happened to me. It's not about what happens to us, happens to just about everybody. Like you said, everybody has a similar story. The challenges that LaKisha faced when she was going through culinary school. Some of the challenges that I can share that I've gone through in my journey. It happens to just about all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about what happens to you, but how do you respond to it? How are you going to respond to it?
Yeah.
So again, COVID happened to everybody. All of us have lost lives, loved ones in this. All of us have experienced all of the different challenges that this pandemic has brought. But how are you going to respond?
Right. Yeah.
So why not me? Oh, this happened. I went through a divorce. Why not me?
Mm-hmm.
It was meant for me to do that so that I could grow and stretch.
Yeah.
So.
And stretching is the thing.
Yeah.
So, I keep saying Miss Green. Oh, no, not Miss Green, Dr. Green, right?
Okay.
So why Dr. Green? What did you do? Why am I calling you Dr. Green now? Let's get to that. Because there's somebody that's watching. Want to know what kind of doctor is she? Because you put in some work. I kind of know about it. Yeah. So talk about it, Dr. Green.
It was all for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because people were asking me, well, what are you going to do with it? Why are you doing this? Why are you taking so long? Why are you pursuing this doctorate? You know, are you going to teach with it? People, the two things: are you going to consult, or are you going to be a professor? What are you going to do? Well, my answer to that is that I use my doctorate in every aspect of my day-to-day life. So, speaking to having to find the mason jars when I had the big order, had I not gone through the process of pursuing a doctorate, I wouldn't be such a good researcher.
Mm-hmm.
Had I not gone through a doctorate, perhaps I wouldn't be so good at self-mastery, learning how I can I can read a book in like a day, you know, or less. Sometimes 2 or 3 books, depending on how, you know.
You got them with you now. You know, which one of these is your favorite?
Okay, so that's hard. Favorite. These are all my favorites.
Right.
Right now, at least right now they are. But I would say, it's hard, y'all.
So just pick one.
Okay, as a man thinketh.
Okay.
You know, maybe this is because I think if we change our thinking, that's the greatest gift right there. You just have to change your perspective, change your philosophy. You know, you don't like how something is going, change it, change your thinking. And the other reason I like this book so much is because we're all just one great idea away from our next great, from
absolutely
accomplishing something, or even being a millionaire. Like that's my goal right now. I'm headed toward millionaire status. You know, and I affirm that and I believe that. You know, but you can't get to millionaire status if you don't know what that looks like. Right. You know? And then it's not about the monetary value of it. It's about becoming that millionaire. You know, so I might have that in my bank account, but it can all go away if I don't have the mindset, the millionaire mindset, to multiply that, to keep it, you know, and to share it.
And goes back to the doctorate, you know, knowing what to do with it and stuff like that. And so that reminded me of when you say change the way you think about stuff. And so it reminds me of the saying that, you know, change the way you look at things, and things that you look at will change. You know, and it's just that simple. You know, you just have to reevaluate everything. You know, is really what it's all about. You know, but I don't want to interrupt you. I don't want to get off track.
By fear and the land of familiarity. So I like this book because it's a dream giver. We don't dream anymore. You know, we just stay. A lot of people just stay in the what's comfortable. You know, and complain and this is the way it's supposed to be. No, it's not. Who says who? Says who? You know. So we have to dream bigger for ourselves. Right. And then what's this one? I gotta read the Secrets of a Millionaire Mindset. You know? But it's basically about compounding. And so that's why I like this one. This is, you know, the compound effect. You gotta let that money multiply.
Absolutely. And making it work for itself.
And not just the monetary. So let me stop speaking about the money. Let's speak about seeds. Because when we bring things to the universe, we bring like, I need this, I need that, I need that. But the universe don't care about that. The universe cares about your seed. What are you going to plant? Money is here. It's enough. Universe. It's enough out here. It's enough wealth and ideas out here. We just have to think, and see that what's right in front of us.
Okay. And don't get off the journey though. To get into the doctorate, you know, I know you said people are asking you, what are you going to do with it? You know, and I'm just, I know for you it's over with and done with, but I'm just trying to get you to dig a little bit more into that process of what you had to go through, things that you had to do, because again, there's somebody on the other side of this screen that's probably wanting to do it, or maybe will do it. And so, you know, just pushing them through.
It's not going to stay that hard. I'll tell you that. And I want to say that for me, it kept me busy. It kept me busy learning, and it kept me looking for something, reaching for something higher to attain. And, you know, and that's it. I'm doing that now as well. You know, that's why I said the greatest work I'm doing now is on myself. But in pursuing the doctorate, it's about who you become, not the paper, you know, not the end result. Right. And they tell you that so I went to Grand Canyon University, private Christian school. Matter of fact, all of the institutes that I went to have been there. And that's just the environment that I chose to be in. My kids go to HBCUs. So, already. So, but anyhow.
You got 3 boys. Go and shout them out, man. Go and shout the boys out, man. Brag on the boys for a second. We'll take a pause right here. Go ahead, mama.
he's a little young entrepreneur himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I call on him for different business ideas. You know, I love the fresh young minds.
Yeah.
LaKisha too.
Yeah.
Can I say she's 23? Just turned 23.
Okay. Happy belated birthday, whenever that was.
That young entrepreneur mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what Trayvon brings, my youngest son, and he's a business major. And so then I have Jeremiah, which is my middle son. He's my football player, and he's also recently changed his major to business from engineering. And they're both great artists.
Mm-hmm.
So he came home during COVID. Woe is me. Yeah. We ain't gonna play in the season, Mama.
He's upset. Mama.
He's upset. He's hard. I can't get it.
And what school was he at?
Alcorn
State. Yep.
So him just being around me for this period of time, you know, the positivity rubbed off onto him. So now he's, instead of being discontent or being disgruntled and I can't do this or that, now he's taken one of his gifts and he's making money from it. He's an artist, so he does self-portraits, and now he's starting to do tattoos.
Yeah, on campus, take care of everybody. Yeah. You never know where that's gonna go.
My oldest son, which is where we hosted the tasting on Sunday. So I'm very proud of him as well. He's working to get his real estate license right now so that he could
sell $1 million homes.
That's right. Maybe sell me my first
right.
one, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you got some awesome young men that are just, you know, just I see warming your heart right now.
Yeah.
You were just thinking about them. But no, that's good.
It's a great experience.
Yeah, that's good. So if you want to speak on that, just have there been anything that stands out as far as motherhood with raising these boys and you know, just keeping yourself going and keeping them going and showing them the things that they need to see?
Being a mother, so my oldest is 25, so 25 years, it's like, you know, that was my identity, their mother, you know, and being a wife, you know, during that time period. So a challenge that I faced was I didn't realize that that empty nest syndrome, or whatever you want to call it, that's real, and that hit me hard. Y'all, it hit me so hard. Like every time one of them would go off, I would sink into this little depression, and so I would be in bed for about a week, and I mourned when my first one left home.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "He's around the corner. He's still alive. What are you?"
Yeah.
You know, but that's my baby.
You poured so much into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so my identity was such that it was just mother. You know, so I needed to find me, and that's where this self-mastery comes in. So a little bit before coming to your show last year, I was going through a transitional period myself of that empty nester syndrome, living alone for the first time since I was 19 years old, you know. So I've been having to care for someone else, or, you know, that motherhood role in the house for all those years. So I didn't know what it looked like to not have to do that.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't. Yeah. And so I was like, something is emerging up in me. I don't know what's happening. You know, I went to a therapist. You know, not afraid to admit that.
And that's another thing. Like that's when people say that, I'm not afraid to admit it, man. That's something we should admit more. You know what I'm saying?
I would say I went to therapy. I wound up therapizing my therapist.
Really?
Because, you know, so he still communicates with me, you know, now. But we had a good time. Like I learned a lot about myself.
That's
and
good.
That kicked off this self-mastery, that wave that I'm on now.
Right.
Working on me, and I love it. This is peeling back the layers of myself is so amazing. You know, like for real. I'm learning, and it started with a simple prayer. Just asking God to show me how He sees me.
Right.
And from there on, it was like I'm unstoppable. Yeah. Like, you know, wow. So that was a challenge for me, though, because and admitting it. Like my family didn't believe, you know, and other people that are close to me, they were like, "Oh, she's successful. She's this, she's that. She's gonna handle it." And that's the worst thing that you can do to a person. You think that they're so strong and they have it all together. Right. When, you know, I didn't.
They're the ones that need the help.
I needed the help.
Yeah.
I needed it. Yeah.
And it's crazy how that works. It's a true statement. You know what I'm saying? So many people, they look up to you and you would never know because they don't say anything, right? And they just assume you got it when just a phone call from them could help you in so many different ways that they don't realize it. So I always say, man, just reach out to your people, no matter what if you think about them, just pick up the phone at that moment. That's something that I've been trying to do is just, if I think about somebody, man, you know what? Hey, listen, I've been busy. I've been meaning to call, but I just thought about you. I picked up the phone. Want to say what's up. Absolutely.
A text is not good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Write a letter.
That's it. That's another thing too. Yeah, and I'm definitely not a writing on paper, but that's something I said I was gonna get back into too as well. Yeah, that goes a long way because that becomes a memory. That's another thing. There's my mom. She's somebody who's gonna hold on to it, forever. And they can pull it back out when they need it. So absolutely. But so you with mothering for so long, the empty nester process, you transition from that, and is your desire to have another storefront, or you want to be in the space that you are right now, or what are your next goals that you would share?
Goal is, so if we go back in the history, I've had 3 storefronts.
Mm-hmm.
The opportunity to open them up, see how they were, different components of having a storefront, partnering with someone, things like that. So now I'm like, okay, I've experienced that. I don't think I really want another storefront. I want a factory.
A factory, bigger and better.
Bigger and better. And I want to
okay.
Teaching what I can't keep it all inside.
Right. Yeah, you got to share that.
Yeah, I got to give it away.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're gonna have other individuals like Miss Hicks right here, to go along with it, and you developing your own plans, watching her and stuff like that. Is there anything that had came to mind since we've been talking, Dr. Green, that you want to share? Any thoughts that you have?
I mean, it's like
no, it's okay.
It's like okay. Just like watching her, I do want to teach. I want to teach little kids, not too much of the older ones.
Right.
I think they should put it back home ec in school.
Yes.
I really hate that they took that out. It's like a lot of things that kids should be learning. I feel like they should put business, management in school, money management.
Even the wood shop, I don't hear many people talking about that. The trades that you can have.
I got to teach myself how to say that. That in school.
Right.
And I feel like kids nowadays need to learn how to manage money and little business tips and stuff like that, because I have to figure it out by myself, and I'm still learning. And it's just like, I wish I had that information back then. And, I love, cooking. I started, baking and stuff when I was little. So I know there's other kids out there who do the same thing and want to continue to do it.
Yeah.
It's just so, my goal is at least, first, I do want to teach a few years to little kids, in some schools or just
he's about to get that experience with us.
Okay.
We're getting ready to start offering our small base classes again for you.
Yeah, that's what's up. And we actually talked about that a while back. Yeah. And then COVID hit us, so that's something we'll revisit. Absolutely, So that'll be a good thing. You'll be able to fulfill that and realize that first dream that you have. Yeah, that's gonna be an amazing thing. So Dr. Green, as far as the process that you've been going through, what is one of the main things that you've realized help you the most, or has been most beneficial through the process of all the things you've experienced?
Consistency is the main thing, and keeping the main thing.
Okay.
Meaning that you have, what is the purpose? So I always have to remind myself now my purpose may have changed over my whole tenure, but sometimes it's, I gotta do this because I gotta pay my way through nursing school. I gotta pay my way. I gotta make sure my sons have what they need, or I gotta make sure I just keep busy. Or now it's like, okay, it's the demand. my customers need me.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, they have this and this and this going on, you know, so consistency
Right.
and your reason why.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And that's realizing the why. That was another thing that I wanted to talk about. Realizing the why. Is what I wanted to do. Is this? I'm not sure.
Oh,
Is this,
my
oh, okay, okay. I'm like, what is this? I'm looking for me. Absolutely, absolutely. But just realizing your why and understanding that, you know, there's bigger things than what everybody realizes, and then if you can keep it as simple as focusing on what's going to keep you going, because a lot of people get spread out, you know, is what I'm working into. Do you ever find yourself getting spread too far, and what do you do, or too much, I guess I would say?
So no, I don't.
Okay.
Because I'm very with my self mastery, and I've been like this before. I just didn't have a name, a term for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, there's a, you know, I take at least one day out of the week. Sometimes I can't take a whole day, but maybe a half a day to just decompress, just unwind, just, you know, think and meditate and let God speak to me and orchestrate, you know, my week.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I manage my time. I don't let time manage me.
Yeah.
So that's how I stay. You know, sometimes I shut down. Like I ain't answering the phone right now. You know, or I'm napping right now, or I'm whatever the case may be, and writing down my goals. Because if you can't measure it, you can't master it.
Right.
So you have to write it down. And so I want to. This is one of my new. I journal a lot, y'all. But now this year I've agreed to, or I've committed myself to doing a 5-year journal. So this is a 1 line a day. So I write down something that I'm grateful for once a day for 5 years.
Wow.
And I look back on it. Wow. My greatest gift that I want to leave to my grandkids or to anybody is my library. I'm proud of my library, my growing library, my photos, and my journals.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And so 1 line a day is just a thought for the day is what it is. Okay. Okay. That's good, man. I mean, that can help so many different people. Yeah. And
I don't trust my memory. I don't, because we have to unload our brain.
Absolutely.
We don't have the capacity.
Absolutely.
So your question was like, how do you maintain it all? You have to dump. You have to brain dump. Get that stuff out. Because otherwise you're gonna miss a great idea. Something you inspire, like I may be inspired by the stuff you have on here for a cake or whatever. I had to jot that note down because I'm not gonna remember once I leave here. I'm in the moment, you know. So don't trust your memory.
Yeah.
and give yourself a break. Write that stuff down.
Yeah, that's something I learned too. You know, and it was in a position to where I had already thought about all these thoughts and had these thoughts, and so then they were like, "Well, now just write everything down." And I'm just like stuck. I'm like, I don't remember nothing. So the point is that is absolutely true. You know, and then it's if you don't catch it in that moment, you will lose it. You know, and that happens. It happens all the time. You know, and I think that's a big deal, and that's part of the yoga process that I got into. You know, it's just dumping is what they actually say. It's just you need to brain dump and just let those ideas out at the time, and you'll be surprised if you do it intentionally. You know, you'll be surprised with the ideas that you come up with.
Yeah. You start doing it intentionally. Like I'm always right. Okay, we could be eating lunch, and I'm like on a napkin, writing stuff down or typing it in my
in your phone. Okay. Look, you dropping some little nuggets for people. That's good though. You know.
But that's how I say, like for example, you know, in the role of a leader, everybody comes to you for everything.
Yeah.
So at our event that we had on Sunday, I knew what I wanted it to look like in my head. So I already saw the end result of it. And nobody else knew that was on my team. You know, we had about 5 or 6 people helping us, you know, the photographer, the videographer, and then some extra hands. No one knew because I didn't say it, but they just knew that we needed to pull this all together. But everybody was coming at me asking questions. Does she want this here? You want to do this? You want to do this? And how do you do that without losing your mind?
This is what you was talking about the other day when we were talking. Yeah.
How do you maintain, you know, consistency with your responses to all of them without being seeming like you're annoyed or you're bothered or panicking? Because if the leader starts to panic, then everybody else gonna start panicking.
Right.
You know, so I said, what do you think? Do it how you. And then when I turned around and looked, She had the whole table. I'm just
Come on now.
Had the whole table set up.
Yeah.
And then someone else had my flower arrangements already, set up very nicely. Someone was over here cleaning up the mess that was made from setting up. It all came together because the faith, and I believed in my mind that it could get done, and I entrusted the people that I hired on to do it or asked to help to do it.
Now that's something I want to speak on because I can admit, like, releasing responsibilities. Like, I'm a good delegator, right? But when it's my thing, like, that's my biggest, I don't want to say fear, but that's like my biggest thing I need to overcome, like, entrusting that people are going to do like she would do, right? So is that a process you had to go through okay, so speak on it.
I've worked by myself for so many
years.
I've been doing this since 2007. And I've had interns come in and out, but sometimes it's their last semester, so they're only with me for a semester at a time. So then I've had some, students work for me, and I try to get a little bit out of them or whatever, but it wasn't like it is now, like actually having a personal assistant that's working alongside me every day.
Right.
So yes, I had to realize that the only way you're gonna grow, the only way you're gonna be able to do this is to just let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's why I was agreeing on feeding with her energy, and like just watching her, I've learned how she works, how she moves, how she likes things. So, decorating a table was something easy because I was like, okay, let me not stress her out and ask her a million questions.
Yeah. Just get it done.
You want that? I was just like,
you already know.
I can feel the element. I said, no. I know she'd be like, no, let's not do this. So let me not waste that time with her coming to change this.
Don't talk to the people, girl.
And it's like, let's do nothing. Like, I was nervous. People was asking me questions.
It was her
personal assistant.
Yeah.
So it's just like when I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's nothing big. Like, but the outside people make it a big deal, and I don't look at it like that. I'm like, oh, this is my personal assistant.
Yeah.
They'd be like, no, you are personal. Like everybody was like asking me questions. I'm just like, what? Like, no. So I was like, Miss Kisha is around here with a big smile. She's good. Let me not freak out because I don't.
You dug in even more.
Yeah, but I don't see no worry coming from her. So she obviously has this faith in me and this trust in me. Let me put that out. This trust that I know that she has. So I had an amazing time. It was fun,
good.
and just knowing that she trusted me with like, okay, let's do this, let's do that. I feel like this is good. Like we okay.
Right.
That's what it is. Just releasing that trust. And once you do it one time, it becomes like, okay.
Yeah, and it's all in the hiring process too. Just finding the right people. Yeah. And it's so. I mean, I say that because you just want the best for like when it's yours. You want it's representing your name. It's all about you, because when it goes wrong, they're not gonna be looking at certain individuals. They're gonna be looking at the person that's over it. And in your case, y'all are like kind of one now, so we look at you too. But no, it's like you just want to make sure that your vision is given the proper way, and so when you entrust in people, it just becomes a hard thing, and I was just wondering how you handle that.
Honesty.
Yeah.
If and when you make a mistake, or if and when someone is not satisfied, just be honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
And how can we rectify this situation?
Right.
Because like I said earlier, I feel like I'm the queen of correcting errors.
Yeah.
The queen of that, because I don't see it as a challenge. I see it as a growth opportunity. I can tell the story about this recently with all the busyness going on.
Mm-hmm.
I had someone's wedding cake dates wrong.
Mm-hmm. Let me say this: we all make mistakes.
I'm laid on the sofa, but so let me tell the story, and then I'll tell you how we fixed it. I have my grandbaby over, and I'm laying on the sofa. We watching Crush Groove, just chilling.
Hello.
And she, I get this phone call from the wedding coordinator. Are you on the way with the wedding cake? The wedding started an hour ago. Where are you? And I'm like, what wedding? I'm like, the wedding is tomorrow.
Wow.
And I looked at all of my notes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it is today. But I was so busy, and so I just one number off for the date.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, the cake was already pretty much halfway prepared. I just had to put some final details on it. And the person who delivered it with me was my grandbaby because I had to have her with me.
Yeah.
So I was like zoned. I'm like, okay, we just gotta go get this cake done. And I was freaking out, but I knew my bride was engaging in her wedding and stuff like that. So I delivered and set up, and I left, and I sent her, a very nice message apologizing for it. And I gave her a portion of her monies back because as a token. And she was like, you didn't have to do that.
Mm.
No, you didn't have to, and we didn't even notice you were late.
Yeah.
But me,
yeah.
I noticed that it was a mistake. And I had to be truthful and own up to what it was. So mistakes are gonna happen. We're gonna have some failures. Yeah. And I'm not afraid of it.
Now the lesson though in that is that you were prepared though. Like you had already made the cake. It wasn't like, oh shit, I got tomorrow. I can, because you can do it in no time.
And I used to be that way.
Yeah.
However, it's something that I trained myself to do all of last year.
You were 2 steps ahead. Didn't even realize.
Yeah. To prepare. And now that I have personal assistant, we can do more of that preparing.
Yeah.
Ahead of time. So that way, when Murphy shows up, because he always do.
Mm-hmm.
Murphy's Law.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. When he show up, or when other distractions come about, we can still execute because we prepared.
Right.
Preparation.
Right. And that's the first thing I took out of that story, because if you hadn't had that ready, I don't know what you was gonna do. That's why I was like, oh man, the redding already started, but you just had to do a little decorating, use that last little spatula, and just get it done. So I mean, that just speaks volumes, and so what I was saying at first is like everybody make mistakes, but I'm like, that just speaks volumes to you, just to rest assured she's gonna handle it. You might not have had it totally done, but it didn't take no time to get what you need to do and get it delivered, and the grandbaby is beautiful. So, I'm sure she was like just turning heads, but that's good, man.
When you face challenges, you don't give too much energy to the challenge itself, but the solution.
Absolutely.
Or a solution.
Yeah.
Just start thinking of, okay, so I don't stay in that space.
Right.
When somebody say, okay, they can't come or they can't do or whatever, okay, on to the next.
Well,
what are we doing next? I can't spend energy on that. And that's what a lot of people, I think they fail. They stay in that space.
Yeah.
I'm mad because they didn't keep their word. Or I'm upset or my feelings hurt or whatever the case may be. Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta.
And that's another growing thing too, because I used to find myself doing that. You can't put all your trust in people, because people, again, we're gonna make mistakes. People are gonna let you down and all of that. But getting to that solution, I definitely think is the way to get beyond that. And if people recognize that, there'll be more solutions brought about than just sulking. I call it sulking. And that woe is me type of mentality. And we get past that, that's definitely a building block, I guess I would say.
Like we said earlier, we're not always responsible for what happens to us, but we're responsible for how we respond.
Right. And so with being the business owner, would you still say you talked about you want people to feel good, right? And how you were gonna allow that to happen. How has your I don't know if you want to call it mission or your purpose, whatever, however you want to word it, how has that changed or been remolded, or has it changed into where you are now and the result that you want to get from people? How has that changed or enhanced, or is it?
I would say it's enhanced. It's enhanced because now more than ever, my goal, my mission is to do everything with the spirit of excellency. Mm-hmm. Every little thing, and like she was saying, it's the little things,
right?
You can't stir, you gotta fold it, and you gotta take your time. And that's one example. Or when nobody's watching, and this little cake, little icing right there. Okay, yeah, even though it's not for someone else, we still need to clean that up. Every little thing. And when you do that, everything else falls in line. So even with my health, even with my my thinking, my mental health, all of it, everything with a spirit of excellence.
Gotcha.
So that's how it's enhanced.
That's what's up. Okay. And so you want people to know that when they get that cake from you, every little step was done with
main
excellence.
ingredient is love.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we don't bake when we don't feel good. We don't when our mood is off or whatever, we're not creating. We getting us together first.
Okay.
Then we need to create. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Ain't nobody slaving over there, because that's what it turns into. You know, if you ain't feeling good or, you know, got a headache or whatever, you're going to take a pause. Yeah. Okay.
And we
Okay.
do fun things too. Like we might sometimes, she'll come over and like, okay, well, we're gonna start the day off over here.
Yeah.
We're gonna sit here and do because every week at the beginning of the week we go over our orders. And we don't always have to do it at the space we work in.
Mm-hmm.
We can go to a nice eatery or somewhere outside or just something else.
Switch it up.
Yeah. Because we're creating art.
Yeah, y'all are creators. Absolutely. You keep saying that now. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and then multiply and create. Absolutely. I get it. So with all of this being said, what is the most important thing for you that you seem to get from a day-to-day basis while y'all are doing the things that y'all are doing? What just seems to stand out for you?
I would say just loving what I do, just making sure that this is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to feel like, oh, I have to go to work. Oh, I'm working a 9 to 5, or I have to do this to pay. It's just like being honest and true to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can do this without getting paid. Like I tell Miss Keisha when I was doing her interview, like this is what I love to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is my passion. It's just like when I first started with my business, I wasn't even selling it for I was just like, here, this is what I love to do. And it was like, why are you not charging for this?
Right.
Like, I just love doing it,
Right.
So it wasn't about
you want to make people feel good too.
Yeah, it's just like at first I didn't believe in myself that much. Because your family, they gonna tell you, oh, it's good, they gonna hype you up. I was like, I feel like they just telling me that because,
right.
Yeah, it's my family, it's my siblings,
Right.
But then hearing it from outside, I was like, okay, maybe this is true. Maybe, I should start believing. So I just feel like just making sure that I'm just coming in with the right mindset and just my heart is in the right place and everything. Because I can do this for the rest of my life and I wouldn't have a care in the world.
Yeah.
And that's what I was telling my mom. I was like, Mama, if I don't do baking, I don't know what else I can do. I don't have no other skills.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I've never tried anything. It's not that I don't want to. It's just this is where it's at. Yeah. It's I don't want to try nothing else. I've never been interested in anything else.
Yeah.
Watching my grandma bake. I've always been interested in watching her. Watching my mom and dad cook. I was in the kitchen cooking at 12. When my family called me after work, are you coming home to cook?
Yeah.
I'd be like, y'all wait on me to get home to cook.
It's nothing like a good, healthy, hearty, love-giving meal. It's nothing like it, man. It's crazy. And the thing that you probably already know and that you'll continue to learn is not just baking. That's what I would say to you. There's so many things that are gonna come from just baking that is gonna be well beyond baking that you'll realize it. So that's the point of this show and saying don't give up. It ain't over yet. If you ever get to that point of man, I don't want to do this no more. Just remember that's your passion. And find that's your why. What is it that I can do beyond baking, and you might have to push yourself because it's not baking, but it's related to baking, and those are the things that she's already gone through and going through it at a different level. And so that's why she's giving back to you. It's a cycle, baby girl, you know what I'm saying? And, and it's a cycle and it's those type of things. And it's young individuals like yourself that will inspire people, young and old, if they listen, if they can grasp it and really understand, but you just keep doing you, and I'm looking forward to your company and the things that are coming up behind you, because I know it's going to be made with love, and there's going to come a point where Keisha may physically not be able to do it no more, or may move into another perspective of her life, because we're always evolving. That's another thing, you know. So, but it's gonna all be because of bacon. You know, I mean, it's just gonna all be because of bacon. No matter what it is, it's gonna be because of that feeling that she had when she was younger, just like you have. You know, so you know that's just my daddy knowledge. I'm just giving back because my oldest daughter, she's 21. So you know, I see it as like, you know, another thing too that I like to speak on is that to find your passion at a young age, that's a big thing within itself. There are so many people that don't know what they want to do. They haven't found their why. They don't know what's pushing them, what's motivating them, you know, and there's things that come along with that in life where you just start doing all these other things and you're not able to pour into something, you know. And that's what I give to the kids. Yeah, you get stuck and you get in a rut, and then life happens, you know, and there's all these things you have to deal with because life happened because you didn't have a why, you didn't have a purpose. And so that's my thing. That's my wish for, 'cause I run a nonprofit. That's my wish for all kids is find your why as soon as you can in life, and then pour into that. You know, that's my thing. You know, and if I could put finding your why into a bottle, I'd sell that. You know, this is what you do to find your why, but it comes from the inside. So nobody can tell you how to find it. You know, it's yeah.
That's what makes it difficult for us adults.
Yep.
To find our why.
Yep.
Because we're so adulterated. But once we come to the end of ourselves, we go back to, because our questions of childlike.
Yeah.
We have a childlike ignorance.
Yeah.
We have to go back to it, you know, in
Absolutely.
order to soak up and sponge up and learn anything to see what is my why, what is my purpose, you know, what am I doing and who's going with me?
Yeah, and you know, and I know you'll stamp this is that when you get into those self-help groups or self-help classes, or you know, anything that's about finding yourself or realizing things, one of the first questions they ask you, what's your why? You know, if you want to start a business or anything you want to start, they'll ask you why, you know. And so that's just, you might as well forget it, you know, or find that out first and then come back to it. You know, you have to know why you're doing it, you know, and so that's just a big thing. Absolutely.
It's hard when you got blisters on your feet, like I had on when you tired from making all these gingerbread cookies or whatever.
And like that's why I love working with her, because I'm getting to experience all these things. I mean, I know it's not my business, but it's just like in the future when I get my own, I know how to handle it just watching her.
Absolutely.
You know, because I remember when she texted me, she was like 40,000 gingerbread cookies. I looked at that message and I was sitting outside talking to my sister.
Put one too many zeros, right?
And I was just like, 40,000. I thought about it for a sister back. She was like, you know what? Before I said yes to it, I asked her.
Oh, okay.
And I said, LaKisha, we can do it.
Okay.
We can do that.
I already had
that was that confirmation.
That comfort, that
yeah.
Comfort.
Yeah. And it's crazy. I was telling him once she confirmed it, I told my dad, I said, yeah, 40,000. He walked around the house for a week saying,
really?
40,000. His house said, you sure it was before I showed him the message?
Yeah.
I said, Daddy, no, 40,000.
Yeah.
He was just like, how y'all gonna do it? I said, I don't know.
Absolutely.
So we gonna
absolutely.
He was just trying to eat them cookies. I was like, I always accounted for you. You'll come in and work.
These were quality. These were some good cookies.
Okay.
From scratch. All the way. These are some good cookies.
Yeah. Well, look, y'all given the listeners, you know, some information. That's what it's all about. The journey. You know, you helping this young lady. You know, and just not giving up. Like y'all, I mean, just this whole thing, y'all could have gave up on that order. You could have gave up on your culinary school. You know, it's a lot of things. Motherhood could have drained you. All this stuff. You know, it's never over. And it's all about changing the way you look at stuff. You know, and realizing that the things that you're doing is going to help somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing for me. And again, that's why I do this show, just tell all different kind of stories, because there's all different type of backgrounds and experiences that people go through. But unfortunately, we got to come to a close. We're at the end of our time. But one of the things I always like to do, and I'm going to let her go first. Yeah, I know. And we really didn't get to dive in like I really wanted to, but we actually did. You know, and everything was great. But just leave the listeners with some last words. Talk about your business and just whatever the case may be.
Well, I just want to say for all the young listeners, just keep pushing, even if you don't have a dream now, just whenever you find it, just, make sure that that's something that you absolutely love to do. And believe in yourself, because that's what I'm teaching myself, to believe more in myself, be more confident in myself, know that I am good enough.
You are enough. Exactly.
Yes,
That's right.
Find somebody that you look up to,
Yeah.
that inspires you and that helps you, just be a better you and live life. Have a good time. Like,
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
Trenae's Treats.
Absolutely.
Business.
Trenae's Treats.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Same thing for you, Dr. Green. We will be looking for it too. Yes, ma'am. So what would you say, man? What would be your last words?
So it's about what you bring to the marketplace. That's what we get. We don't get paid for, our time or what we do. We get paid what we deserve.
Mm-hmm.
And what we deserve is from what we bring to the marketplace. And what we bring to the marketplace is value, not a product. Because some people do things for the wrong reasons. They do it for monetary value.
Right.
But it's not. It's about the value that you bring to the marketplace.
Right.
And I would just say stay consistent and stick to your why. Keep the main thing the main thing.
I like that. Yeah. Keep the main thing the main thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so now it's time to do your commercial, tell the people where they can find you and do your Epiphanies thing. Because she didn't forget it. She said
okay.
She named her stuff at the end. You taught her well.
On West Common. You can find the actual address on my Instagram page, Epiphanies _ or the Facebook page, just Epiphanies. The website is epiphaniesdesserts.com. If you would like to place an order for a custom cake, it's epiphaniestreats@yahoo.com, or give us a call at 832-258-2584.
Absolutely. Dr. LaKisha Green, epiphaniesdesserts.com.
Yes.
And you're definitely doing some amazing things, man. And you got your mentee here. I just love it all, And I appreciate y'all being here. And lastly, absolutely. And so this, of course, being the series finale of Don't Give Up, It Ain't Over, we're gonna move into are you creating Black history? And it's are you, whoever the guest may be, the people who want to come on the show, and that's something that I'm moving into. And you're definitely creating Black history. You got some young African Americans coming up behind you, and I know you're not just set on that as well. But and what that means is next month is our month, as we said, and this is the whole thing about we get the shortest month, but we're always in our time, is what I like to say. And so the thing that I want to get out and the message I want to get out is not about you being a Black person creating a Black history. It's you can be a white person. There's white people that put us in positions. There's Latins and all kind of other people that put us in positions. So if you're someone who's creating Black history or promoting Black history, you're welcome to come on, and we want you to tell your story, and that's what it's all about. But it's just amazing that you've made these transitions, man, and I appreciate you being here and sharing with us. So, this is the Reach Podcast Show, again, where every show reaches beyond the ears of the listeners. You can catch us every Thursday, 10:30 to noon, and also listen to the Anchor app and all of the audio platforms that it extends it out to. And we appreciate you guys being part of this show today. Look for us next week. We're going to kick off Are You Creating Black History? And we'll see you guys next week.